It's Friday today, and the start of September. Is it 2022? And things happen now very quick because it's start to going into the end of my walking under God. And the end will come when I am in Israel. Uh, I don't know what will be there in Israel, more than I know that I should stay in Jerusalem for some days or the whole time. I don't know, but I should at least stay in Jerusalem for some days. That is the only thing I really know. But then about this with the hospital, that I have no clue about. If they accept me, if they not, if they don't want to have any money from me in the hospital, because I have no money to pay for what should be in the hospital in Jerusalem. If I can't pay the hospital with funds, then I can't do it. So I have no clue about that. So you that follow me, this is very important to know, that I don't know what will happen in Israel more than I know I should stay in Jerusalem, and then inside Israel should I be in 2 months. So I pay a flight ticket with 2 months between from where I'm coming to Israel until I leaving. And it doesn't, I don't know if it will be that I'm leaving, because it can happen that what happened in the election now, it's only 1 week left until we get the result. But if the Nazi party is going to be involved what going on in Sweden, and if they be get the most vote, can happen also. Even if we have the social democrats here in Sweden, that is very close to the Communist Party, and because it's different, you can't take, if I say social democrats, then is it not the social democrats you have in your country? Maybe not, but the Swedish is very close to the Communist Party, because the Communist Party, because I had friends that was in the Communist Party in East Germany, and she was allowed to travel to Stockholm from travel to Sweden, because they look at the Social Democrats in Sweden to be okay for the Communist Party. That means that they are very close. So, but if it's going to be that happen and it change in this election, then I am going to ask for asylum in Israel, so I maybe never leave. I don't know the future yet. I know in 1-2 weeks what will happen, a little more. And but why I'm recording today is because I got an email from LDS Church. So, and that they have closed my account to could go in and study their Mormon's books and all what they are saying there. So I can't come in this secret area anymore. So that is I think the church, LDS Church, have done what heaven wanted it to be. They have never welcomed me into the church, and they have not wanted to talk to me. No one in the church of women, and the men have say a little hello like that. Women have not say anything. They only walk away when they see me. And the church should be women. 2 women should come to my home and visit me sometimes, but they have not been here in my. They have never visited me in this. I have been in the church for 5 years now, and they have not visited me. They refuse to visit me. And then now I have not any visit of men either since February this year. So they don't want me there. But I needed to be there inside the church because of what heaven wanted me to do, and it was my DNA to do. And then I got a little help from the church by that I don't need to pay for to do research. But today I know who I am. It have fulfilled what I should do in that church. It was not to learn from the church, but it was the opening of the database for my family tree. But now they have their own research website, and that's for free to enter in. But I don't work with it. But I have a tool inside there in this free website. I have a tool that shows me the whole family tree. So I don't need to go where people are changing. They change and they cut off, and because they don't know. It's so many researchers in the United States that have no clue about Europe, and I think sometimes that they want to cut off, to stop, that everything should be started in the United States. But the United States have not been more than... I am not good in this, but it's... they come from Europe I think 1400, 1500. So before that there was no country in the United States. It was a land owned of the Indians, the Native American. Those was there, and then the European come and took over this land that is started to be called America and then United States. And so it's like they want it to start it with United States. That the European lines should not be there, and it's of course it's because it's the LDS Church, the Mormon Church, that have this website, family search website, and everything started with Joseph Smith in 1800, and everything it started there, and how Joseph Smith came to United States from his lineage, that they don't want to know. They only want to know how the mother and father of Joseph Smith, but more deeper, they don't want to go there. So of course they don't want to know Europe. But of course there is people that is interested. But there is so many that try to cut off everything that had with Europe to do, because they maybe know that they were not poor when they come to America, I think it called USA in that time when Joseph Smith's parents came to America, and they were from nobles, royal families, so they were not. But it's the saga, the myth about how they spread all over the United States. It's something they want to hold in, like they were poor and they were walking. Everyone was walking there with a wagon, walking very hard, struggle with their walking, and had nothing with them like that. It's the picture they want us to see, but with the DNA and the family tree, really from other websites that I can tell I am related to Joseph Smith, and I know the route from England where they come to United States and started this. I know the whole story about it, and there is interest to not make us other people to see it, and now they are coming together with other family tree websites, so they place in their error into this family trees there is, that they are united with, that they work together with. So they destroy and sweep away the the trace that is before Joseph Smith. So, but it doesn't matter for me because I know who I am and where I'm coming from now. I know my roots, and then I am going to. It's next week. Started a school about how the Jewish people came to Sweden, and those Jewish people that is related to me, they were going to join the Joseph Smith movement, and they were pioneers for Joseph Smith, and they come from Jewish background, so we are related because of that. And the Jewish people didn't stay where they were, because it's very much into they hate and they can kill me for saying this, that it's in the DNA, in the genes, that about money to businessmen. I know that my mother, that is very much Jewish, she and her sisters was in business as a woman. Not their men, was it? They have my mother's my aunts on my mother's side. They have very much big restaurants, hotels, and one of my aunts, she was extremely wealthy. She invent glue for the movies, the film, when they cut into the movie, and then they have to glue it together, and they invent a glue for those, and maybe they use it today also to glue together the film, and they be very, very, very wealthy. So it's in my gene also. I have a business also since 1990. I have a business, so it's in, and it was more. God come in the second place. The first place was to make money, to do business. And so God had to stay away a little. And when they come to Sweden, they convert to Lutheran church because they couldn't stay in Sweden and be Jewish. Jewish was forbidden here in Sweden until my ancestor come, Isaac Aaron, I think. I don't know, Aaron, Isaac, or Isaac Aaron, Isaac. It's hard as it is, like a first name, both. And he come here because he worked with gold. He was a Messersmith. He was doing those medallions. This medallion you hang on military royals when they going. Elton John have got it from Queen Elizabeth, and in the old time it was my ancestor that did these things. So he be friends with the royal family, and then he could start the Jewish community in Sweden, and make it so people could come to Sweden without convert to Lutheran church. So he did that, but many come here and they convert because they didn't come through my Aaron Isaac. They didn't come through him, because many come from Denmark, from Hungary, Poland, and going up in Denmark. So Aaron Isaac, he was in Stockholm, the capital. So he was far away from them. So they didn't come in the same direction. And so there is many of my ancestors that was the pioneers for LDS church, Mormon church. And I'm wondering what they will say and do now, because I think I have to write a letter and tell that I don't want to be a member anymore in the LDS church, because they have never wanted me to be there, so I'm leaving. But I have seen it, because I have thinking about to leave, and I read on internet that it's hard to leave the church, so we'll see. But it's good that I am not in any church when I am coming to Israel. If I should be asylum seeking asylum in Israel, then I can't say that I am in this church. So it's maybe will be that way. And the whole morning I have thinking that I need to know it from my ancestors in heaven, what they think about this situation I am in just now. If they want me to leave, or they want me to stay, or what they want me to do. And I feel a spirit is on its way to enter in, and I don't know if there is someone talking about what to do with the church. The spirit have already talk. It have already talking to me now, in the for 5-6 seconds ago, and say, go ahead. And that means that they want me to leave that church, because they don't want to know me, and they be scared of what I am doing, because I knew that from the start when I enter into that church, LDS church. I knew that they have spies. It's people that they tell them to keep an eye on her or he, that they are so very much of talking behind people's back. They are not much about love. They only want to have the control. So they know. I am sure that there is some people that have listened at my podcast here and have told them what I am talking about, and maybe they have placed one person to listen at my podcast to see what I'm saying about the church, and I don't care about it. If there is someone that listen at this episode, I am telling you that I don't care. I am not frightened because I am sent here on earth to tell the truth, and I don't talk. I don't have any religions behind my back. I don't defend any religious belief system. I only is here to tell the truth. And if you want to live and stay in a lie, hiding things and control environment, then it's your decision. But I am here on earth to tell the truth. What God have shown me and what God have told me. That's why I'm here. And that's why heaven is on its way to come down. I get the answer here from the Spirit when I say that heaven is on its way to come down here in my home. So whatever you do with me, you can't kill me. You can harm me, and you have harmed me very much. But in the same time, I have done my work for God that I should do by being a member of the church. But now it's time for me to leave because I didn't get that response. And God and heaven knows that you never took me in and was love me. You didn't love me as a stranger, and then you didn't love me to want to know who I am. And instead you go frightened about me, scared about little me. It's and I am, as I know, it's very much a stab in the back, people talking behind each other's back. I know it's many lies going on about me in the church, but I have done what my ancestor in heaven wanted me, my family wanted me to do here on earth. I have been to the church in Salt Lake City, Utah, and find out many things about the church and what God wanted me to see, I saw, and what God wanted me to hear, I heard. So I have done these things. I had to go to Salt Lake City and find out very much what's going on that they don't tell people that is in other countries, that is in the church, they don't tell these things that I have seen, because I was in Salt Lake City for 1 month. That very much 1 month. I was out every day when I was in Salt Lake City, and I saw very much, especially at the Pioneers Museum. It's laying a little away from the center of Salt Lake City. There is 2 Pioneers Museum, and I was in both of them. But the most interested was the old Pioneer Museum, where it really say what Joseph Smith had doing and what was going on in his time, that they want to hide. It's so much hide, and that is this it fit into the Jewish also to hide secret things, and I don't like hide or secret. That's not God. God is a spirit here now. Confirm what I'm going to say. God is open. God is light. He is not the darkness. The darkness is to hide and lie. God is the light. And He wants us to see, and He wants us to hear. But not as the world wants us to see and hear. He wants us to see and hear in the spirit way. That's the truth. The spirit way to see and hear is the truth, and have the connection with heaven as I have had for since 22 years now, and they have educated me on my way when I in these 22 years, and so I know very much about what's going on in the world, and that how God and heaven see the world. And they have told me, and they have wanted me to see it, but to be in that place, to see it for real. Because before I knew God, I say to these people that wondering if I knew Jesus, if I know God, and I say to them, I can't go for what you are saying to me. If I should believe in God, I say, because I didn't believe in God, I say, if I should believe in God, He must come down and talk to me and show me things that I can't adapt. I can't find any reason why He should do these things like that. I should not doubt that He is God. I can't go on what other people say. I must experience God. And I really got experience of God really when He took me away from everything in year 2000 and let me start over and have nothing, and start over when I was 48 years old, and start to step by step learn me about Him and heaven, what's in heaven. So it's have fulfill it's what heaven wanted me to know. And those ancestors in heaven, I didn't know them before I did my DNA. And then I find out that they have placed me in that LDS church because many of them were in this church, and they wanted me to see things, and they have shown me many things, and they have told me many things, what they have experienced when they live here on earth, when they were in the LDS church, and also the Jewish way to live their life and what they are saying and doing things. And it will be more about the Jewish things when I'm in Israel. But I have come to know the Jewish community, how they are talking. And it's very much, it's a little scaring because they can be very, very angry. I have not felt or seen in LDS church. They hide their anger, but there is anger under the sure face. But Jewish, those Orthodox Jewish, they have coming up in my face and screaming very hard on me. They can kill. So, yeah, you know this with Jesus and the Jewish people. That is still today. And it's sad. I don't know what God want me to do and what heaven want me to do in Israel. But we will see. Time will tell us. Thank you for listening. God bless you.